Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are really stripping things back. We're going back to basics and we're talking about something that's really important to getting the most flawless makeup application that you can, and that is how we prepare our skin. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my skin prep routine. I'm almost 42 years old now, so it's taken me a long time to get to a point where I'm actually happy with my skin prep routine and my makeup application. So just a couple of things before we get started. Number one, I think people's main concern is that a skin prep routine takes lots of time. But I can promise you that this skin prep routine does not take a long time. It will honestly be so quick and easy to do. And the second thing is, I am not a skincare expert. I'm not a dermatologist. I'm just someone who's tried a lot of things and done a lot of research. So there'll be no makeup application in this video today. We're just going to do the skin prep routine together. I'll show you a couple of products that I use. Obviously, none of this is sponsored or affiliated. These are just products that I found work for my normal to dry skin. Before we get into it, please do consider subscribing if you'd like to see videos like this every week. Okay, let's get into some skin prep. So the first step in my routine is cleansing, and generally, if I'm not having a shower in the morning, I do not feel the need to wash my face with water and with an actual cleanser. I do cleanse in the evening, absolutely, with an actual cleanser and with warm water, but in the morning, I tend to just use a micellar water. Now, this is my favorite micellar water. It's a very affordable drugstore micellar water. It's just by Nivea, and I find this really good at removing all the excess dirt that might have accumulated overnight, any excess oils. And the great thing about a micellar water is that you don't need to rinse it off. So it does the job, no need for rinsing, really quick and easy. I use this most mornings. However, obviously, if I'm having a shower, I will wash my face. You do what you're comfortable with, and you look at your skin and see how it is in the morning. If you feel like it needs a wash, then just get a really gentle cleanser. Don't be using a cleanser with lots of active ingredients, both in the morning and in the evening, because your skin will not thank you for that. So a gentle cleanser in the morning if you feel like that's what you need to do. So I just take the micellar water just on a cotton pad and just take it all around the face. And again, like I said, it doesn't need rinsing and there's no residue, there's nothing left on the skin. It really is pretty much just like water, but it's cleansed your skin and got it ready for the next stage. So the next stage for me has been fairly new, and I've only done it for, I'd say, the last couple of years, and it has been an absolute game changer for me. So first of all, I'll just tell you why I needed to up my skin prep routine. And it was because when I was putting on foundation, no matter how expensive or affordable the foundation was or what the claims were, it just wasn't sitting right on my face. So particularly around my chin area and around my nose, it was like I had like texture or little bumps, and no matter what I did or what primer I would use, it would still look the same. In fact, primer would emphasize the texture. So I did a little bit of research and I discovered that I actually had something called sebaceous filaments. Now, but basically sebaceous filaments they're naturally occurring and they line the walls of the pores, and sometimes they can become visible. So even though I don't have oily skin, these were really visible on my skin. So really long story short, I basically discovered that I needed to start using a toner before I did my makeup. So you might be thinking what I was thinking at the time, and that was, well, toners are supposed to be for the evening, right? An exfoliating toner, use it at night. Well, no, actually, you can move your exfoliating toner or your balancing toner down to your skin prep routine before you put makeup on. And honestly, this has changed everything for me. So since I started to use toners before I did my makeup routine, my makeup has never looked better, honestly. Now I don't have these visible sebaceous filaments on my chin and on my nose. It's amazing. I alternate between toners. So I wouldn't encourage you to go out and use an exfoliating toner every day, not really until you've built up some sort of tolerance to them. And you can get different exfoliating toners. So I'll just show you two types that I use. One is a glycolic acid toner and the other is a salicylic acid toner. And they are similar, but they both treat different things. So both of these toners are rejuvenating, but glycolic acid works predominantly on the surface of the skin. So it will remove dead skin cells, which is so important for makeup application. Also works on targeting fine lines and wrinkles, and it's really, really good at targeting the brightness of the skin. Takes away those dead skin cells and then reveals brighter skin underneath. And it can also help with dark spots and also with hyperpigmentation. So some days I will use a glycolic acid toner and other days I will use a salicylic acid. Now, a salicylic acid is something that you should use if you're looking for a little bit of a deeper cleanse. So again, it is rejuvenating, but salicylic acid is great for cleaning out your pores, for minimizing breakouts. It's a great anti-inflammatory. Now, my favorite one is the Paula's Choice. This is the mini version of their big version if you just wanted to try it out. And this has lasted me forever because you're not using both of these toners every single day. You're not going to use an exfoliating toner every day, but there are obviously days where I don't use an exfoliating toner, but then I will use a balancing toner. So one of my favorites is from Elemis, Balancing Lavender Toner. Toners in general are just amazing at calming irritation, good at balancing the pH of your skin. They're really good at removing excess oils or excess dirt that you may have left behind from the cleansing. They can be really good for calming any redness. Toners are just an absolute game changer when it comes to skin prep, honestly. Have a look at your own skin, have a look at what your concerns are or what your problems are, and pick a toner that matches that. You will not believe the difference in your skin and your makeup application when you have used a toner beforehand, honestly. So today I'm going to use a glycolic toner. I'm going to use the Beauty Pie, and this is just the Purifying Glow Toner because I feel like my skin is looking just a little bit dull at the moment. So I focus this around my areas of concern, particularly my chin and around my nose. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to bring this underneath my eyes. You need to be really careful with your eye area. Your eye area is very, very sensitive, and I would only suggest using products there that are specifically for your under eye area. You might notice a little bit of a tingling if you've never used a toner like this before. It's nothing to be alarmed about. Anytime that you use any new skincare, maybe do a little bit of a patch test, especially if you have sensitive skin. There are lots of toners out there that are specifically for sensitive skin. So do a little bit of research and have a look at what you think will suit your needs best. Okay, so the next step in my skin prep routine is the introduction of a serum. If you don't have a serum in your skincare routine, I would really, really encourage you to consider introducing one. Serums and moisturisers, I know people can be a bit indecisive as to which one to choose and actually what is the difference between the two. So as I said, I'm no skincare expert, but I am lucky enough to have one of my best friends who is a skincare expert. And she always taught me that serums have smaller molecules, so they penetrate the skin much deeper and much quicker than what a moisturizer does. So that's why you tend to find serums having lots and lots of active ingredients. So I'm not talking about harsh active ingredients, just things like hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, vitamin C, peptides. These are all things that are going to help your skin look better and receive makeup much better. So I'm going to show you some of the serums that I use, and I really do alternate. Different serums do different things. So I really love using hyaluronic acid. I promise this video is not sponsored by Beauty Pie. I just love their skincare, and I pretty much switched most of my skincare to their products. Hyaluronic acid is absolutely amazing for hydration. So hydration and plumpness of the skin. So if you feel like you need a little bit more firmness to your skin or a little bit more hydration, maybe it's feeling a little bit dry or dehydrated, try a hyaluronic acid at this stage in your routine. If you are struggling with your pores, if they're enlarged, you've been suffering with breakouts, or you're looking at dealing with acne, maybe try a Niacinamide. This is my favorite one by Beauty Pie. I'll pop them all on the screen for you, but I'm not here to push a particular product or anything like that. I'm just telling you about the types of active ingredients I like to use in my serums. So if I'm struggling a little bit with my skin, if I've had a few breakouts or it's just not feeling great, I will use a Niacinamide. But my favorite things to use are generally peptides. I have a few that I kind of alternate between. Peptides are really good at promoting the production of collagen. So obviously, a bit of a buzzword around anti-aging. So if you're getting to a point where your skin is feeling more mature and you feel like you need a little bit more collagen stimulation, using a peptide will really help with that. So I like to use the Argireline solution. This is a pretty new one to my collection, really affordable, claims to tackle dynamic facial lines. I don't know about that, but it definitely gives me a lot of hydration. Also, here is one from the Inculist, which is the collagen peptide serum, and that actually makes my skin feel quite plump and quite hydrated. My favorite one, it's more expensive, and it's quite expensive for the Beauty Pie actually. I think it comes in at around £40, but it lasts forever, and you actually get a lot more in this big bottle than you do in these little bottles. So do bear in mind how much product you get when you're purchasing a serum. But this is called the 360 Youth Balm. Oh my gosh, my skin feels utterly amazing when I use this, and obviously you can see how much I love this. This is amazing for skin firmness, for skin brightness, for my skin just feeling so hydrated. It's absolutely amazing. And the great thing with all of these serums, or any serum that you decide to choose, is they penetrate so fast, they sink so quickly into the skin, and then they start doing their job. So introducing a serum really quickly into your routine can be so amazing for your makeup application. I really think you will notice such a huge difference. Today, I'm just going to use the dregs of my Youth Balm. There's not much left now. I'm actually going to have to pour it out. And the great thing that I found with all of these serums is there's no pilling either. So if you don't know what pilling is, sometimes you can put some skincare on and it can start to flake away when you put the next one on. And that's because the ingredients in one of your products is not really working with the ingredients in another one. So I'm just pressing that into the skin. Now you can bring these serums up underneath your eyes. I do bring them up under my eyes, but I do use a separate eye serum. You don't have to, you can, it's up to you. And literally you just need a few drops, push it into the skin, and it absorbs within seconds, absolute seconds. And then at the same time, I'm going to pop on my eye serum. I have used this on my channel before. I love this. Again, is from Beauty Pie. If I did not use an eye serum, whether it be this or any other eye serum, my concealer would 100% crease. 100%. My under eyes would be dry, but because I use a serum, and this one is called a triple hyaluronic acid elastic lifting eye serum. This will plump my under eyes, it will hydrate my under eyes, it will get it ready for my makeup. And if I didn't use this, I would definitely know about it. So there has been days where I've forgotten to use the serum, you know, when you're half asleep and then you forget one of the steps. I will notice a difference under my eyes. My concealer will look dry and cakey. Even though I don't have particularly dry skin, but definitely in the winter, my skin does struggle. So yeah, serum, please do consider one. They don't have to be expensive. You don't have to run out there and spend a fortune. Get a really affordable serum. Think about, what are you looking for? Again, like we said with the toner, what are your concerns? What do you want for your skin? What's your goal? And pick a serum that will target those concerns or conditions. This seems like a lot of steps, but honestly, it does not take long, because again, these products absorb so quickly. This next product probably takes the longest to absorb, and that is moisturizer. So you might be thinking, well, I've just used a really hydrating serum. Why do I need to use a moisturizer now? Okay, you really do. And I'm going to tell you why. So you've just used a serum which has some kind of active ingredient in there, a gentle active ingredient or peptides. So those active ingredients have penetrated to deeper levels of your skin and they're starting to do their job. But now you need to lock them in, and you need to do so with a moisturizer. It can be any type of moisturizer. So if you've been here before, you will know that I love the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. You do not need to be spending an absurd amount of money on a cream. I have lots of e.l.f. moisturizers that are really affordable, that do the job as that any other moisturizer does. It really is personal preference. I always put too much on of this, but as we said, serums are dealing with the deeper levels of the skin, whereas moisturizers are dealing with the top layers. So a lot of the top layer of our skin, the layers are dead, they can be dying, but we still need to keep the top layer soft, supple and hydrated, because if you don't look after the top layer as well as the bottom layer, then your makeup's going to be really cakey and dry. You need to do this whether you have normal skin, dry skin, combo skin, oily skin. You still need to be using a moisturizer. And this step usually takes the longest to sink in because moisturizers are quite heavy. What I usually do at this stage is I go off and do my eyes. My eye makeup, I always do my eye makeup first, and that's one of the reasons why. So it just gives everything time to settle in, for the moisturizer to sink in and lock in those active ingredients, and then my skin's ready for the final step. Now, I've just used a moisturizer that contains an SPF. And an SPF is the last step. I don't always use SPF. So if I'm going on a night out, if I'm going out in the dark, I don't use an SPF. But other than that, I use an SPF every single day of my life, whether it is sunny, raining, cloudy, snowy, I will use an SPF. It's totally personal choice, but it's definitely a regret of mine that I did not use SPF all my life. I only started using it in my 30s, and that's a real regret of mine, but I think it really was just lack of education. And I think my skin would look a whole lot better now if I had been using SPF every single day. But you know, we can't turn back time, unfortunately. All we can control is the future. So if you want to get your SPF from a moisturizer, totally good to go. I like to use a separate one, so I'll just show you my favorite two. And the reason I'm going to show you these two is because they are specifically designed to be an SPF, but also a makeup primer too. The first one is from Beauty Pie again. Beauty Pie Featherlight UVA UVB SPF 50. I love this, I'll use this today. This is the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. It's been very overused, which is why it's all come off. Now they are very different in texture, so I'm going to show you both of them. The Unseen Sunscreen has more of kind of a silicone-y texture. They literally just absorb so quickly, like they go to nothing, but you can actually still feel this a little bit. Now, some people don't like that texture. I don't mind that kind of silicone type texture. I prefer this one because it gives me a really glowy base. So this is how it looks. Obviously that color can make people freak out a bit, but it doesn't remain like that. It just blends so well and then it's gone, you know, and that's exactly how it is on the skin, but it just leaves the skin looking really glowy and dewy, and I really enjoy it. So I'm going to use the Beauty Pie today. And also don't forget, like if you've got excess product, rub them over your hands. I always do that. I mean, how many of us neglect our hands? And they work so hard and they're so exposed, but I always try to bring my skincare, no matter what skincare it is, no matter what serum it is, apart from retinols and things like that, I always bring them over my hands. Don't forget your neck. And again, absorbs so well and just leaves the skin looking really nice and healthy. It's really, really nice. So there we go. So there we have it, my skin prep routine for a flawless makeup application. And I can tell you, if I miss one of those steps, my makeup just will not be the same. I know a lot of people are put off by a skin prep routine because they do think it's going to take forever to do, but honestly, it really does not. All of those products, they all absorb so quickly. I know people are thinking, well, I already have a skincare routine at night. Why do I need one in the day as well? Well, you don't need one. But I think that if you do want your makeup game to be the best it can be, if you want your foundation to look the best it can, because let's be honest, foundations, they're flipping expensive, aren't they? So if you want your makeup to look great and you get your money's worth out of it, I would definitely encourage you to maybe try a few of these steps. As I said, they don't have to be expensive. They can be as affordable as you want them to be. So I guess I do have two skincare routines. I have one in the day, which is very quick, and then I have a longer one in the evening where I use slightly different products. But don't be scared to bring some of your evening products, like your exfoliating toner, down to your daytime routine. I think you will really notice a difference. But do let me know if you decide to try any of these steps, or if you have any of these steps in your routine already, and let me know if you do notice a difference in your makeup application afterwards. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. I so appreciate you being here with me. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the next one. But until then, take care and bye for now.